Hello and welcome to episode 28 of my Minecraft Technic Hardcore Modded Skyblock tutorial Let's Play series. In this episode we shall do the two quests ME Fluids and Interfacing. So let's open the quest journal and take a look. So with my progress, you'll see I went up there in the last episode. Now let's take a quick look at ME Fluids. You can even store fluids with applied energistics. Extra cells also adds the ability to store fluids in AE. There is a fluid equivalent of most of the AE items. So it says put @extra cells into the NEI search box and it'll come up with all the items in the extra cells mod. And this is another fantastic mod. Fluid discs go into a regular drive. The fluid craftable crafting table works like the pattern provider, but it does not go inside the MAC. To specify a fluid, just put a container which has that fluid inside into the grid. You can empty and fill containers in the fluid access terminal, and you select which fluid you want to extract by clicking on it. So let's make ourselves an ME fluid terminal and let's give it a demonstration of its actual use. Okay, so in here you'll see that the components you need are 6 iron ingots, an ME covered cable, which to make the ME covered cable is an ME cable and a bit of wool, any wool. That gets you an ME covered cable. Okay, and an ME Certus tank, which we've made already one of them, and an ME access terminal. Okay, that gets us our ME fluid terminal, so let's grab that and let's now place it somewhere and demonstrate how good it is. Okay, so I'll pull it here next to this ME storage monitor. There we go. And now what I want to do is, if I find one of my buckets, there we go. Right, well actually I was going to put some lava in it, but I don't have any storage capacity for it yet in my drive, so that would have been a bad idea. But I will make one, and in the next episode you'll see on the screen some lava, because that's what I'm going to choose to put inside. Just one bucket of lava to demonstrate it, but I won't do it this episode because I'll need to go and make all of the stuff to put the lava into, as in a storage chip. For now, let's sleep so we don't get any nasty surprises. And let's update the quest, why don't I? There we go, got another half a heart. Right, okay, so that's ME fluids done. Next, let's take a look at interfacing. Now that you have this fancy storage system, it sure would be nice if we could have other things interact with it, such as item ducts. The simplest way for other things to interface with your network is with an ME interface. The interface must be connected to your network. There are 3 useful things you can do with an interface, 2 of which we'll cover here. To the outside world, the interface is basically like a chest. The first thing you can do with it is to have your network automatically keep this chest filled with certain items from your storage. For example, if you wanted to keep certain potion materials stocked next to your alchemic chemistry set, to do this, first open the interface by right clicking, then specify the type and amount of the item by putting it in the left grid of the interface. You can adjust that number by continuing to left click or right click with that item in the space you've designated. The network will then attempt to keep those items stocked in the right grid of the interface. The other thing you can do is drop items directly into the right side of the interface. Anything that isn't specified on the left side will immediately go straight into your storage. You can do this by hand or by pumping items in with a hopper, item duct for example. Well, I'll actually show you a much better way to do that second one. First of all, let's build an ME interface. Okay, so over here, let's put that heart in there for now. Here's our interface. So to make one, we need 4 iron ingots, 3 glass, 1 conversion matrix and an ME cable. That gets us an ME interface. Okay, right, what do we do with it? Well, for the example it's just said in the quest book, I've set one up just here. I've put it next to my machinist workbench for no particular reason, because what I just want to do is demonstrate what it's just said in the quest book. So for example, if you wanted to put it next to your alchemy set, okay, and you would keep the ME chest besides it, one, it has to be connected to your network. I've used an ME cable to do that. Now if I right click on it, so on the left here you'll see it's the export config, and what that means is whatever you specify on the left, it will replicate, it will mirror on the right. So if I have 2 stacks of stick on the left, it will miraculously put 2 stacks on the right. Let's demonstrate. So if I take that 1 stack out, notice how the other stack is instantly gone. If I place a bucket on this side, okay, now no bucket has appeared because there is no bucket in my ME network. But what happens if I put a bucket in my ME network in there? Oh, there we go, the bucket has now appeared in there. Okay, what about if I put cobblestone, or a few more, or a few more? You see, it's going to replicate exactly what I put on the left, it will replicate it to the right. So whatever you put over here, it's going to put over here, which is very handy for the for these tables, the machinist workbench, because you can, whatever you need, component materials in that workbench, you can put in an interface to the side of it, behind it, or above it, wherever you like, as long as you can still see the workbench. Okay, so that's the first thing that it said, that it will, whatever you specify over here, it will replicate over here, so thereby keeping a stock of them items. The other thing that it said we can do, let's grab them. Okay, let's remove that. The other thing that it said you can do, say you've got a load of items in your inventory and you want to get rid of some of them. Like, look, for example, I've got 1 extra cobblestone that I don't need. If I just drop it in the right side, it'll go straight into my storage. Why? Because it's not been specified on the left. If there was a single cobblestone on the left, then obviously this would still be a second. If I put another one in here, it'll still be more than specified on the left, so it'll go straight into the storage, like so. So there you go, you can quick drop items in the right here to put them straight into your storage. But let's show you a better way of doing that. So what I've done is I've got an iron chest here, and to demonstrate this, what I want to do is fill up my pocket with a load of gunpowder. Not because I'm going to blow myself up. Well, it is nearly Guy Fawkes night, and Guy Fawkes nearly did the same. But what I want to do, so I've got a whole stack of items, I want to quickly get rid of them. If I hold the shift key and control key, left click, the whole lot gets put in the chest, and because I've got it attached to my ME network, and I'm using a precision import bus, if I right click on that, you will see I've got it to move stacks at a time, so, and always active. So whatever I throw in this chest will be sucked a stack at a time straight into my ME network. So I keep it here right next to this because if I go and gather or get a lot of items that I don't need, then I can just open the chest, throw them all in, and they'll go straight into my ME network, saving me the time and trouble of having to put them in individually. Of course, you can use the ME interface, but it's only got 8 storage slots, so you can't stick a lot at a time like you can with the chest. But this really is perfect for sticking next to your workbenches and storing the materials you need in that workbench. So it's fantastic. There we go. But there is a much better use for the ME interface. But the quest journal, I'm sure, will show us that, and we'll get to it. Okay, let's check the quest journal and claim the reward. Okay, let's now go into my inventory and use these 2 hearts. There we go, 23 lives. Cool. Right, so that's that done. Interfacing. Very good little quest. Right, okay, in the next episode we will look at the special bus. Wherever you are in the world, God bless you and keep every last one of you safe. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.